Hello people, today I'm gonna be teaching you how to get CraftedBukkit 1.2.5 on a Mac. So the first step is make a brand new folder. You're gonna need to name that folder anything you want. I'm gonna name it Minecraft server. So you wanna open that folder. Then you're gonna go in the links I'll provide in the video description. First of all, you're gonna go into here and you're gonna click the recommended build up here. That is gonna download the best CraftedBukkit build for the current Minecraft version. So today, as of today, Minecraft 1.2.5 is the current Minecraft version. But if 1.3 comes out tomorrow morning, do not expect CraftedBukkit to be updated. So be patient when new Minecraft updates come. So you wanna save the file. Here's the file. We're gonna minimize this. What we need to do, we need to show this in Finder. Here's the file, and I'm gonna drag and drop it right here. Okay, next step, what you need to do is open up Terminal. Now if you do not know where Terminal is, you can very simply make a spotlight search for it, if I can spell it, or you can go to your home folder, applications, actually to your hard drives applications folder, utilities, and you will find Terminal there. I have it in my dock. So after you open up Terminal, some Unix would be advised to know. I definitely advise you to know a bit of Unix and a bit of Terminal, but in case you don't, I'll make this as simple as possible. So in order to start the server, you can either make a file, which is rather complicated, or you can very simply navigate using Terminal in your folder. Then right after that is done, you can run it. So in order to do that, you need to change your directory by typing cd space, and then you just want to go into the path on where that folder is. And again, I don't want to make this complicated, so I'm just going to drag and drop the folder into Terminal, and that will go you into that folder. And then when that is done, what you want to do, I will also provide this link where it shows you what you need to do in order to set up a server. And you will need just to type a very simple command, which I know by heart. I don't see it over here, so I'm gonna just type it in. You need to type Java, and because this is gonna be a Java process, it uses Java, you need to type that space dash xmx with a capital X, xms better, which is the minimum, so how much RAM this is gonna take. And I'm just gonna give this 1 gig, so 1000 megs, space dash, I'm gonna give this I'm gonna give the XM max now. MX is for max and MS is for minimum. So Xms1000M Xmx, I'm gonna give it 2000 megs, space slash dash what type of file that is, which is a jar file, and then the name of that jar file that you want to open, which is this one. I'm just gonna rename it. So you want to rename it into craftbukkit.jar, so it's gonna be a bit easier. And now all we need to do is just type craftbukkit.jar. So what this is gonna do again is gonna use Java with this particular property. So it's gonna open this jar. So what it's really gonna do is gonna open this jar file. We tell that this is a jar file by putting the /jar thing in there, and we're gonna say this is a jar file. Okay, I want you to open it using Java, and it's gonna take that much RAM. Okay, so you're gonna hit enter. Just wait a little bit, and it's gonna fire up your server. So since it's the first time, it's gonna generate a map, and it's gonna download or generate the basic files that every server needs to have. So after that is done, it's gonna say done, but it needs to create 3 maps. It needs to create the world nether, and the world the end, because these are the 3 dimensions of Minecraft: the end, the nether, and the normal overworld. So when this is done, you can type stop, which is a very simple command, and it's gonna stop the server. Now you might be asking, dude, are you serious? We need to type all of this every single time? Absolutely no. What you're gonna have to type, let's say I quit Terminal. Anytime you want to open up your server, you're just gonna hit Terminal. You're gonna use your arrow keys, and again, that's very important. Just use your arrow keys, and if you press your up arrow key twice, you get the first command. When you hit enter, and then you hit your arrow key again twice, you get the other command, and you just hit enter. So double arrows, double enters, you open up your Minecraft. So that is very simple. So I'm gonna stop the server again, and I'm gonna do a very simple configuration stuff in here. Sorry for that, guys. So we need to go ahead and open up ops. I'm gonna open all of these up using TextMate, and yes, I do have the trial version because this is quite of an expensive little thing, and I want to open it up with TextMate. Alright, so that's the ops file. And now you can type your Minecraft username or your friends' Minecraft usernames, so they can be op. For example, I'm just gonna do mines. So we're just gonna hit Command S to save it. Next, ignore the permissions. We're gonna go over that in the next tutorial. There is the plugins and the whitelist and the server properties. So let's go ahead with the server properties first. So the first properties regard allowing the nether. Personally, in my server, I obviously want nether, so I have that set to true. Next is the level name. So if you take a closer look in our Minecraft server directory, there is a folder called world, and that's the world. Okay, that's the world where the server ends. And basically, if I had any of my single player maps of any kind of a map in there, and it was named any other way, but it was actually in that folder, I would just put it here. I recommend that you do not put any sort of gaps in, you know, it's just better. Excuse me, but I have a dog too, so sorry for that noise there. Anyway, enable query. Well, that's some sort of a manage system that doesn't quite work yet, so you need to ignore that. Allow flight is whether you want people to be able to use fly mods on your server. If you turn that to false, after they fly 5 seconds or so, it's gonna kick them. The server port, which we're gonna go in depth in a few minutes. The level type, you wanna put that on default, or you could just type like super flat, you know. Then the enable recon, don't mess with that, or with that, or with that. Now if you want a specific seed, just enter it here. Server IP, you don't want to mess with that. Then it has a nice property about max build height. I'm gonna set mine to 256, which is the maximum. Spawn NPCs, that covers villages, you know, in 1.3 it's gonna serve the sandstone things. Whitelist, so that asks whether you want a whitelist server or not. So what whitelist does is that lets people who are on that file to enter the server and no one else. So let's say I add my Minecraft username in here, one of my friends here. So let's say this guy, and this guy is now, if I save this and if I set that to true, will be the only people who will be able to enter my server. That's how whitelist works. Instead of banning everyone else, you just whitelist. So spawn, I do recommend putting that in small servers where you don't want random people to get in. That is a nice protection there. Spawn animals and spawn mobs, which is here. I think our plate is self-explanatory as well as player vs player. Now what online mode is that when people just log in offline, will they be able to enter in your world? Basically, if people haven't bought Minecraft, are they gonna be able to enter your world? If this is set to false, then they will. If this is set to true, only people who have signed in and online, like if I open up my Minecraft, I'm gonna quit it first. Actually, I can't quit it, so I need to quit it like that. So if I open up my Minecraft, you see here, this is my username, this is my password. I need to hit login, and then after I log in, I'll be able to access that particular server. But if this is set to false, I will not even need to log in, and I will be able to play in offline mode. PvP, again, pretty self-explanatory. Difficulties, there is 1 to 3, easy, medium, hard. Game mode, there is 0, 1, and 2. I think 2 is hardcore, but I'm not entirely sure whether that works. I'm sure that 1 works, which is creative, and 0 is survival. Max players, pretty self-explanatory. Spawn monsters again, and generate structures is like NPCs, that's the villagers actually. So NPCs is whether it's gonna actually spawn the villagers, and this is to generate the villages. So the view distance, now that is how many chunks is basically gonna load. Like if there's a player and you look ahead, how many chunks you will see ahead. the higher you put this, the more RAM it will need. Just something that you need to know. And multi-D, which is message of the day, a Minecraft server, I'm gonna name it a YouTube Minecraft server or whatever. So I'm just gonna save all of this. Now again, all of these files, actually I haven't go through that, are YML files. So what YML is basically a very strict format of text, which if you hit tab like this, it just destroys everything. It doesn't have this character built in it. So instead of typing tab, you need to put 4 spaces every time. That is very important, because when we're gonna go over plugins, you will see that anytime you go ahead and configure them, you will have big problems if you put tabs on a YML file. It's basically gonna give you errors in the beginning, and yeah, I'm gonna go more over errors and then in the future videos. So after we configured the server properties file, I explained you what whitelist is, and I don't really need to explain what bound IPs and players are. So basically, if someone has like many accounts and you don't want to just ban a player, you can ban his whole IP, so nobody from his computer or his general IP can actually enter your server. But again, he can just simply restart his router and then he will. So I recommend banning just players. Alright, now we configured all of these files. What we really need to do next is make this server a public server, so people outside your network will be able to join it. And there is some very simple steps to do that. As we all know, every single modem router, everything that connects you to the internet, has a firewall. And what a firewall is, it just says you, who are behind the firewall, which is your computer, can go out to the internet anywhere, but nobody from the internet can come to you. But if that is the case, then how people are gonna come to our Minecraft server? And again, in firewalls, there are some doors which are referred as ports. In Minecraft uses one of them, so it will say, you know what, firewall? If you see this port, this guy coming and asking to get in through that port, excuse me, allow them and tell them to come in my Minecraft. So that's what we need to do in order to make Minecraft be able to run outside our network. To do that, the first thing that you need to know is your default gateway. And to do that, you just need to go into your system preferences and network. Now, if you're on a PC, you need to open up CMD and type IP space config. And that is gonna give you either your subnet, your router. Here it says router. On Windows it says default gateway or something like that. So you need to copy that thing, and you need to go into browser of your choice. You're gonna open up a tab, and you want to paste that right in. Now, when you bought your router, it did give you some sort of a username and a password. Usually, it's like admin or admin password, which is what is in this case. So what you need to do in my particular router, which is in Netgear, I need to say like this is gonna be a port, and then allow it to pass. So kind of a service. So it's a weird router mod, but most routers are not like it. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go into services, okay? And as you can tell, there are many here. As you can tell, I already have Minecraft, so I'm just gonna delete it for you guys here today. It's actually in use, darn it. So I can't delete it. Okay, I'm just gonna add one. Okay, so you name it in how you like. I named mine Minecraft. Leave TCP as the type. The start and the finish ports are gonna be 255.65 and 255.65. So when you hit apply, you're gonna say that, you know what, there is a service with the name Minecraft and that port. So that's what this did. As you can tell, here it is. So it says that, you know, there is a service called Minecraft, and it goes in through that port. But it won't go in quite yet, because we haven't said, you know what, firewall, allow the service to get through you. So what we need to do now is we need to go into our firewall and say, you know what, Mr. Firewall, we want this service, which is on the port 255.65, to pass through you, so allow it to come. And we can do that by going into firewall rules. So it says outbound services any, which says that you can go anywhere you want outside your firewall. And inbound services, it says where do you want to who do you want to get into your firewall. As you can see, I have SSH and I have many stuff, but I also have Minecraft. So I just want to hit add, and we're gonna hit user define. We're gonna find our service that we made before, and then here, okay, you want to make sure you provide your computer's IP address, basically the IP address of the computer that is running. Back into our network, there is the computer IP address. So this is my IP address. I just need to put that there into the Minecraft here. So if we were to put Minecraft, I would put my IP. I think it's this one, but I might be wrong. Yeah, it's this one, as you can tell here. So right now, I'll hit apply. I'm not going to do it because I've already done it. And it will put this one on. So basically what we did, I'm just going to go on that again. We made a service named Minecraft. We said that service is using the port 25565. Then we went in our firewall and we said, you know what? Allow people to come in and use that service from outside our network. So allow people to bypass firewall, people who are coming using the port 25565. So basically you can just follow the steps. Now in other routers there is port triggering, there is port forwarding, all the same things. In some routers though, when you go and make a service here, for example a Belkin, you just hit add and it will also give you the IP. So it will also say, you know what, we're gonna make a service that will anyway bypass the firewall. So you won't have to do the second step on going on firewall rules. You will just be able to do it here. So some routers allow you to just type a name, give them a port, and then give them the IP, and then they will just do it all for you. You don't have to go into firewall rules. In my router, I do need to do that. So I think that really covers it up, and so I can prove you, I'm gonna sign in using my IP in my servers. So now we understood what port forwarding is and we did it all. I'm gonna prove you that mine works. So I'm gonna go in this website, which is gonna give me my IP address. I'm not gonna copy it because sometimes it just doesn't work. I'm gonna open up Minecraft. I'm gonna log right in. I'm gonna hit multiplayer. I'm gonna add a server. And I'm just gonna put in my IP address. Hit done. Obviously we haven't started the server yet, so again, double arrow, go to the directory, double arrow to start the server, double arrow up and enter, obviously. And it's gonna open up the server. It's done, so I'm just gonna hit refresh. And we just log in our server. That is the map that it generated. We're in an island, which is bad. Again, creative mode because we set the game mode to be 1. And I wouldn't be happy if I was to get that spawn there, to be honest with you. So that's really it. Now you successfully have a fully working and fully outputted to the rest of the world without using Hamachi and this kind of crap. You have a server that you're hosting in your home. You can configure it. It's a Bukkit server. You have forward everything, and everything is fully functional, as I did prove you. So that's it, my first tutorial ever on YouTube. So I hope you appreciate and you kind of don't look in any visual mistakes I did or any spelling mistakes, anything like that. So anyway, that's it for today, guys. More videos to come soon. Peace out.